Hey guys, Scare9 here and welcome back to my channel today. In this video, I'm going to be continuing my Destiny weapon comparison series with episode number 2. In this series, I take two different guns within Destiny and compare them based on their stats and their usefulness in different situations in the game. In this episode, I'm going to be comparing two similar weapons, the First Curse and the Last Word. Both of these weapons are exotic hand cannons, and according to the lore of Destiny, they are sister guns. And it's these things that make them optimal to be put up against each other and decide which one is the best out of the two. Now, before we start comparing the two guns, you guys need to have an understanding of their perks in order to further understand my decisions. They both have 3 perks that really set them apart from regular weapons. So first, the Last Word has spam fire, which means it can be fired quickly by rapidly pulling the trigger, or fired as a fully automatic by holding the trigger down. Next, it has hip fire, which increases its accuracy when firing from the hip. And finally, it has the Last Word perk, which grants bonus damage and stability, and it also increases the precision damage when firing from the hip. Obviously, this weapon is not meant to be shot while aiming down the sight, which will play into its usefulness in different situations. Next, the First Curse has Deadeye, which grants extra range stability and movement speed when aiming down the sight. Its second perk is Triple Tap, which refunds a bullet to the magazine after 3 quick precision hits in quick succession. Finally, it has the First Curse perk, which makes the gun have increased range and stability until the next reload, but only after a precision kill. So this gun is almost the exact opposite in terms of how you should use it. It really makes it more beneficial to aim down your sight with the perks that it has, and this contrast again makes these two guns perfectly suited for this series. Alright, so first we're going to be looking at the design of these weapons. I'm going to be choosing which one I think looks cooler, and this takes the round. They have almost identical models, however the designs on the Last Word looks cooler than the plain body of the First Curse. It's got like gold, just kind of different designs all over. I don't really know how else to explain it, you can see them on screen. On the other hand, the color scheme of the First Curse looks cooler than the Last Word's own color scheme. As a result, I'm going to call this round a tie between the two weapons. One has cooler design, the other one has a cooler color scheme. If there's any way we could combine them, that would definitely win. But there's not, so this round is going to be a tie. The next round is where we compare the overall feel of the weapons. To do this, we need to compare their stats. On screen, you can see the First Curse has a much higher impact and higher range. This makes it good for longer range engagements. On the other hand, the Last Word has a higher fire rate, stability, and reload speed. These things make this gun much better at close range engagements. So the guns are very almost the opposite of each other in that regard. The sights are identical, which makes it a good thing in this case because they are both clean and very easy to use. And the recoil patterns are where the real difference comes in. The Last Word's recoil is ridiculous even when fired from the hip, which is when it has extra stability. It is much worse when aiming down the sight, which is absolutely insane. It's got a really bad recoil. However, the First Curse's recoil is nice and bunched up, which is a lot better than the Last Word's recoil. However, since you're going to be using the Last Word in much closer situations, the recoil does not matter as much. And overall, I think the Last Word feels much better to use. The next round is the comparison of both guns in the Crucible. Both guns come at Year 2 light level, so in this episode it does not matter which game mode it is in. It can be in level advantage or not level advantage. I managed to get some pretty great gameplay of both of these weapons. Both show pretty great potential when it comes to PvP. My only complaint on either would be the magazine size. It is pretty small for a hand cannon. However, the First Curse proves to be much better at long range as it shoots much slower and you're rewarded for aiming down sight. As you can see in the background gameplay, it is pretty powerful. 3 shots, if one's a headshot, you can down someone in 3 shots. It's pretty nice, really nice stability. On the other hand, the Last Word is great in close combat situations. It can drop an enemy fairly quickly at close ranges, and it doesn't require much aim on the user's part. You just need to hold down the trigger and kind of aim in the general direction. When used with melee abilities or grenades, this weapon is a monster, and especially at close quarters combat. So as you can see, both of these weapons have their own niche in Crucible. They are both excellent, but only in the situations that they are tailored for. As a result, this round is going to be another tie. They are equally as devastating, but only in certain situations. The third round is where I decide which gun is more useful in PvE. The First Curse deals more damage per shot, but the Last Word shoots much quicker and gets bonus damage when headshots are hit from firing from the hip. This combination can prove to be more deadly to higher level enemies compared to the damage that the First Curse puts out. Just in summary, the Last Word kills things quicker. In addition, the only way the First Curse's perks would get much use in PvE would be against trash mobs like Thrall, because you have to get headshots, and really the only way you can get 3 quick headshots, unless it's like a tank or another boss, would be against Thrall. Overall, the last word is much more suited for higher level PvE gameplay. The final round is the Miscellaneous Round. Every episode I hope to pick a different topic for the weapons compared in it. For this episode, the round is going to be which weapon has an easier and more enjoyable quest associated with it. Both of these weapons are directly tied to a quest line. The last word is a fundamental part in the quest to obtain the Chaperone shotgun, and on the other hand, the first curse is a reward from a quest from Banshee. Both of these quests can prove to be quite difficult and have at least one part that involves Crucible. In fact, many people, including myself, have called both of these quests ridiculous. However, in the end, the first curse quest is just a tiny bit easier, and I'm mostly sure this is just because it is shorter, so this is going to take the win on this round. As you can see, these weapons are extremely balanced and useful in their own ways. If I had to choose a winner, personally I would choose the last word. I just seem to perform better with this weapon when I'm using it. However, I still really like the first curse quite a bit, and in the end it is just user preference, so make sure you tell me which weapon you think is better in the comment section below, and make sure you tell me why. I'm really interested in hearing your opinions. But if you're going to be using these weapons, make sure you're just using them in their certain situations. If, say if it's Trials, you might want to try the first curse if it's on a map like Widow's Court. However, if you're on like Burning Shrine, you might want to use the last word. It's user preference and situational. Just kind of depends which of these guns would be better. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Destiny Weapon Comparisons today. If you have any tips on how I can improve this series or more suggestions for what the 2 guns in the next video should be, make sure you leave those suggestions in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like rating and share it and my channel on your social medias. Both of these actions show me that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm producing and help my channel to grow. If you missed my last episode in the series, click the thumbnail on the screen to be taken to it, or if you're on mobile, a card will pop up so you can just click that. And finally, subscribe for more Destiny content, and I will see you guys in my next video.